Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make an absolutely delicious chicken salad sandwich. Now, I know you're thinking, I eat chicken salad all the time and it's kind of, whatever. Not the way we're going to make it. We're going to add some absolutely delicious vegetables to it. You're really going to love this chicken salad. It's going to take it up several notches, I'm pretty sure, from what you're eating right now. So come on, let's cook. So the first thing we're going to do to make our delicious chicken salad sandwich is prepare our chicken. Now I have 1.25 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. We're going to use about a tablespoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I have a tablespoon each of rosemary, basil, oregano, and parsley that we're just going to mince that right up. Now if you can't get the fresh, you can use 1 tablespoon of dried Italian seasonings, which do contain pretty much the same ingredients. And I say 1 tablespoon because the dried version can be very potent. So let me show you how to put all this together. Okay, now I just want to tell you right up front, yes, you do see 2 pieces of garlic lover's chicken racked up with the chicken that we're going to use for our chicken salad sandwich. I am producing a couple of step-by-step chef.com programs, and I just want to make sure that things move along. And so that is a separate recipe on step-by-step-chef.com. Again, it's garlic lover's chicken. But this is the chicken that we're going to use for our chicken salad sandwich. I've already rinsed it off, I've dried it, and this pan is already sprayed with this non-stick cooking spray. And now what we'll do is we're just going to prepare our herb mix. And for our herb mix, we have our 3 tablespoons of olive oil. That'll do. And then we have our teaspoon of salt. And then what we do is we mince our herbs. So just take them off the stems. This basil is not that stemmy. And again, the basil's all rinsed off. All of these herbs are rinsed off. And I grow these herbs myself. If you live in an area where you can grow them too, absolutely do it. They will so improve your cooking, and you'll find them very, very inspirational to cook even more. And here's our rosemary, and this is really fresh rosemary. And I'm just stripping it back, stripping the leaves off. And I'm just piling all these herbs up because I'm going to give them a quick chop. And, one thing I want to tell you that's kind of funny is I know some people are cringing at the thought that the garlic chicken is going to be in the same pan as the herbed chicken. Because those flavors, yeah, they're going to meld. But you want to know something? They're going to make each other taste even better. If you're a purist and you want your herb chicken separate from your garlic chicken, then you're certainly welcome to put them in separate pans. I'm kind of not, and I'm actually looking forward to the melding of these flavors. I think they're absolutely going to complement each other. In fact, at some point I should make a garlic herbed chicken, which will taste pretty good too. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Can someone write that down? Okay, thank you. And here's our oregano. So I just did the basil, the rosemary, the parsley, and here's oregano. And if you have any mix of these herbs, that's perfect too. But like I said, you can use the dried herbs if you don't. It'll come out tasting just fine. And I do have my oven preheating at 325. The rack is in the middle position, and it usually takes, in my oven, 35 to 45 minutes to cook, to bake boneless, skinless chicken breasts of this sort. If I have really thick ones, it can take longer. But these ones look pretty average, and they are fully defrosted. And now I'm just going to mince these herbs. And that's a point to be made too, is don't ever try to bake chicken or any other meat that hasn't been fully defrosted, because you're going to end up with the middle undercooked, which you can tell with your meat thermometer. And you just don't want that. So make sure it's fully defrosted before you cook with it. And look up online methods of defrosting and find the one that works for you. People are doing it several different ways now. The one thing you really don't want to do, just for food safety, is don't leave it on the counter. Don't leave a pack of chicken on the counter for like, 6, 8, 12 hours. It's just not safe to do that. There are other ways to do it. That's a good enough mince for me. And then what I'm going to do is just stir it into the olive oil. Wow, do they smell delicious. Just give it a quick stir. Wow. And then just spoon it. Just spoon it. Get the leaves nice and wet. And then just spoon them right onto the chicken. Okay, this chicken is ready for the oven. Okay, so you can see that our herbed chicken is all fully baked and delicious. Boy, does it smell delicious. And what we're going to use in our chicken salad sandwich now is 3 or 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And I know you're probably going to add a little bit more than that. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to use 1 celery stalk, which we're going to mince up. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of red onion minced, and we're going to use a 1/4 cup of broccoli florets, which will also be minced. And other than that, we have our toasted bread. That's a hearty wheat bread. I have 2 pieces toasted there. I'm not going to show you how to make toast. I really think that's one that we can all do on our own. And depending on how many servings you want to make, that's how many pieces of toast you need to make. But that's pretty much what we're going to work with next. So come on, let me show you how to put it all together. And the first thing we'll do is just prepare our vegetables. And I'm taking the celery, getting rid of the stumpy part. We're taking off that part. And then what we're going to do is just slice it lengthwise. And this will help us to mince it up. I don't want huge pieces of the vegetables in this dish. I want them to really blend in. So I'm just mincing it like this. Nice little pieces. And chicken salad, sometimes even if you just add celery, that'll take it a step up. I've had some chicken salads that were just pretty much chicken and mayonnaise. And I love to have some crunchy vegetables in it. They're just so tasty. And this is coming out to about a 1/4 cup of minced celery. And we're just putting it into this big bowl. There we go. And then we're just going to mince up our red onion. So I'm just cutting this top off, setting that aside, taking off the skin. There we go. And then what I do is I just score the top. So I'm scoring it really closely because I want it to mince when I slice it. I can see there's a little bit of rind coming off, so let me just get that. And they can have this little extra layer of skin on them, so I thought I was going to get away with using that whole section, but apparently not. That is the story of red onion. Okay, so I was scoring the top, first heading in this direction, and then I'm scoring it perpendicular. Just basically heading in the other direction. Nice and close, because I want these pieces to be small. And if you don't like red onion, you can use a sweet onion. You can even use yellow onion, or hey, leave it out if you don't like onion. And then what I'm doing is I'm just cutting down the face. Until I have my 1/4 cup. And do it to taste. Try it my way the first time, and if you have some other creative ideas, make it your way. That is absolutely the fun of cooking. I don't like to be the cooktator. A lot of chefs and cooks, especially online, will tell you there's only one way to do something. No, there isn't. The real objective in cooking is to make delicious food. So do it your way. You have my permission. And now what we're going to do is just turn this into a 1/4 cup of florets. And to do that, I'm just going to cut the top of the crown real thin. And I don't care if it gets a little bit powdery. This was very fresh broccoli. And I'm just giving it a little slice. And there's our 1/4 cup. And then I'm just going through it. It just adds a nice flavor, a little bit of a texture to the dish. There's our florets. And I know some people who will just use the florets in their chicken salad, and that is totally satisfying to them. So again, there's so many different ways. I just want to show you one other way to make it that makes it delicious, and you're also getting some great vegetables in your sandwich. And now what we're going to do is take our herb chicken and just cut it into tiny cubes. And the cool thing is that a lot of the flavor that we're going to get in this dish comes from these herbs. So it's not like we're just adding plain chicken to these veggies and saying, wow, that's going to be a really delicious sandwich. These herbs are going to add a heck of a lot of flavor to it. And then I'm just taking the pieces and chopping them this way. Just move this. There we go. Make it a little easier on me. And it doesn't matter if the chicken shreds up. I mean, that's part of the amazingly delicious flavor and texture of a good chicken sandwich, is that it is varied. If everything is cubed perfectly, it's going to taste like a machine-made your sandwich. So, feel free to kind of mess it up a little bit. That's fine. Plus the mayonnaise and all the other ingredients will work in so much better if there's some texture, if there's some varied texture in the sandwich. And just chopping this up mixed in the herbs to an amazing level. Oh wow, that is just so delicious. And we're just going to do it to this second piece. And I'm not going to bore you, so I'll be back in a minute. And here's our chicken. I'm just adding our teaspoon of salt. Okay. And I want to give it a pre-stir before I add the mayo. I really don't want to be too rough on the veggies. So if I do this ahead of time, then they'll be mixed in pretty uniformly. And you can see, the veggies are mixed in quite nicely. Yum. And here's our mayo. And mayo is very subjective. Some people can eat tons of mayo and they're fully satisfied. Some people want very little. You could probably even come up with your own little dressing for this if you wanted to. But to me, this is perfect. This is the perfect amount of mayo so that the chicken and everything hangs in there together. It doesn't just flop out of my sandwich when I'm eating it. And it just adds a very, very charming richness. You need a little fat in the dish, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you just mix it up. I mean, doesn't that look delicious? You got your veggies, you got everything worked in, you have your herbs, your celery, and your broccoli. I'm going to go sit on the couch and eat all of this. Just kidding. I'll be right back. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this delicious herb and veggie rich chicken salad sandwich. You're absolutely going to love this. Just the crunchiness alone. I mean, the flavor is great, but the crunchiness alone is something that's going to stand out. People are going to think you put a lot of time into this. And, well, you kind of did. Well, you put some effort into it, and it came out just delicious. Now, if you like this recipe, please visit my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you're going to find a printable version of the recipe for this dish, along with dozens and dozens, well over 100 printable recipes and free video links for other delicious meals. I'm absolutely certain you're going to find many recipes there that you'll absolutely love. The other thing you're going to find there is Cooking with the Step-by-Step Chef. This has 114 recipes in it. These are the first 114 recipes and free videos I ever did. This will save you the time of printing every recipe off of the website. It will also give you time and an opportunity to give your friends and relatives the gift that will last a lifetime. They'll be able to make their own food. There is no greater way to show your love So my name is Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode.